What is happening, people? It's BrowmanNeverSate.com, and an overwhelming amount of you want clarification on the programming video that I made with Alan Thrall about a week ago. Maybe it's 2 weeks. I don't know. I've gotten a ton of questions on Instagram, Facebook, and in the comment section down below, and I really appreciate them. But there's only one of me, and there are as many of you. So I thought I'd take this week's training video and show you guys an entire workout just to give you an idea what it looks like. I'm gonna show you my strongman, I'm gonna show you the assistance, I'm gonna show you the reps and sets, I'm gonna explain it the entire way through. So hopefully this answers a lot of your questions and gives you some clarification on the programming video that I talked about. And if you have absolutely no idea what video I'm talking about, just click the link above. Now today's strength work is gonna be focused on the close grip bench press, not because I'm trying to drive up my bench press numbers. That really has nothing to do with any of the competitions that I have coming up. But it has everything to do with tricep strength, and I know it may come as a shocker, but when my triceps get stronger, my overhead press goes up. And I want my overhead press go up. That'd be great. Anyway, I'm gonna show you guys the entire workout, just to give you some clarification and hopefully answer some of your questions. Let's go get after it. Alright guys, so we start out the day with a strength giant set, and for me that's prescribed heavy today, and I was going at 85%. But really, depending on where you're at and which cycle you're at on the program, you can go anywhere between 80% all the way up to 90%. I always start with the antagonistic muscle group, and so for this, these are axle handle dumbbell rows. The axle handle is 2 inches and it makes it much more taxing on your grip. I hit 5 each side there, then moved on to my close grip bench press, which 85% for me is 405 pounds, which I'm getting for doubles. Now since this is a giant set, I don't take any rest between these exercises. I go from 1A to 1B to 1C. So I did my rows immediately into my bench press. Then I got this ab variation where I'm holding on to the grenade handles, which are just pretty much 3-inch balls that really tax your grip, and I was doing these to elbows. I like to do antagonistic muscle group, main mover to an ab variation. Then I take 90 seconds rest between rounds, and if I'm adding weight on any of the exercises, I do it then. Get a drink of water, make a note of anything I need to make note of, and get right back to my sets. And as I mentioned before, since the strength work was prescribed to be heavy, I was hitting those 5 axle dumbbell rows, 2 bench presses, and then 10 knees to elbows for 6 total rounds. I was really looking for 12 total reps at 85% for my main strength movement of the day. From there I moved on to the assistance giant set, which for this day was prescribed to be light. So I was looking for 3 rounds of high rep stuff. Now which exercise you choose to perform for your assistance work is going to vary greatly from individual to individual. All that you really need to decide is where the weak points are in your main lifts, and then try to hit exercises that will work those muscle groups. Like I stated at the beginning of the video, I'm not actually trying to drive up my bench press, I'm just trying to get my triceps stronger so that my overhead press goes better for me in my strongman competitions coming up. So I decided to start out with a max set of body weight dips, which I'm getting 70 here, which I'm not sure if is a PR or not, but it's got to be close. 70 is a lot, or at least it is for me. But anyway, the reason why you see me doing as many reps as possible, because in strongman you're always asked to do as many reps as you can in 60 seconds, and a lot of times when you're using heavier weights you can't get into that level of endurance that you normally would. So for my first set of the 3 rounds of my assistance work, I always go for as many reps as possible, then drop it back to 12 to 15 reps at the 65%. But just like on your strength work, this is a giant set, so I went from 1A to 1B to 1C, took 90 seconds rest, and started again. And as for exercise selection, it had 100% to do with building up my tricep strength. That's why you saw dips for the first movement, and then these are neutral grip dumbbell bench presses where I got 90 for 25 reps on my first round, because I really feel like these stress my triceps more than my chest or my shoulders, and then I move on to an isolation exercise. Now if you've been a fan of the channel for any amount of time at all, you'll know exactly how I feel about direct arm work. That said, if you're going to throw it in at the end of an assistance giant set for nothing more than burnout, I think they're completely fine. Except curls. I really don't think curls do anything for a strength athlete. But I do think tricep pushdowns do, and that's why you see me doing here. But if you'll notice, it is super light. I started out with the red and blue mini band together, and I got probably 15-20 reps. I was just looking for a pretty intense burn. Then I dropped the red band, just go straight to blue, and then drop to the red and finish off my triceps. It's just about burning out that muscle group. And then finally we make it to the strongman. You dig your heavy stuff for your strength portion.
your light stuff for the assistance, and now you're going to be going medium on the strongman work. As you guys just read, you're doing 3 to 4 sets for 5 to 8 reps, usually in the 70 to 80% rep range. For me personally here, I was doing an Atlas stone to shoulder. I would do 1 rep, and then I'd drop, hit 1 burpee. Then I'd do 2 and 2, 3 and 3. Following that, I'd take a short rest and then get after it again. Now, if you're going to apply these numbers to a carry event day, you need to think of distances instead of reps. So on your light day, you're either going to carry extremely far or extremely fast with very short rest periods. On your heavy day, you're going to go short distances, so like 50 feet, but at 80 to 90% of your 1 rep max, so it's going to be really heavy. And then on your medium day, you're going to be looking at like 100 to 150 feet, between 70 and 80% of your 1 rep max.
All right, so there you go. That's a basic idea of what the workout's gonna look like. So we started out with 6 rounds of the strength giant sets, which for me today was around 85%. As you guys saw, I always try to hit the antagonistic muscle group that is in the same plane of motion as my main mover. Since it was close grip bench today, I was doing those axle handle rows. Then I moved on to assistance, which was light. So you guys saw me doing body weight and lighter weights, usually around 60 to 65%, but honestly, when it's light, you can kind of self-regulate. On the very first set of my assistance work, I like to go for as many reps as possible because that's what we're asked to do in strongman all the time. And you can't really work that level of endurance with very heavy weights. Then you guys saw the strongman stuff that I was doing, which was at medium intensity. The stone was 260 pounds, which for me is about 80% of my 1 rep max. I don't know if that's true, but we're gonna go with it. Honestly, the limiting factor there was the amount of sweatiness because I just couldn't hold on the stone anymore. This sun is definitely moving around on me.
Alright, so in my infinite wisdom, when I moved the camera, I thought I was still recording, but apparently I wasn't, so I taped an entire outro that you guys will never get to see. Instead, I'm just going to throw up the spreadsheet for the actual program, but I do hope you guys enjoyed the video, and hopefully it helps answer some of the questions you guys might have. If you guys do need more clarification, just leave it in the comment section down below, and I will be sure to get back to you. But until then, keep working hard. Go out and hit some PRs, give this a shot, see if it works out for you, and I will catch up with you later in the week.